Hey, oh, yep, it's still winter. We always start these videos with a out the window weather update. It looks pretty nice out though, to be honest. A little cold though. All right, guys, let's go in and check on the plants. Oh my goodness, guys, wait till you see this. We've had some major growth in the last week. If you guys are brand new to my channel, I'm part of an indoor growing competition for growing giants. There's 4 categories. We're growing 3 of the categories. The biggest stuff wins. So it's basically a winter competition to keep us giant growers and giant pumpkin growers give us something to do for the winter, basically. Look at what has all happened, guys. This is the Carolina Cross giant watermelon plant. We have almost every square inch of our our prime light area is taken. Actually, I think it is completely covered, but I'm not even stopping there. Look what I'm doing at the back side, and I'm starting to do all around the edge here. So you'll see these strings hanging down everywhere. When the vines, instead of just stopping the vines or letting them grow into a lower light area, I'm going to bring them upward to try to box in the light. So see, we have a wall of foliage starting on the back there. And let's get an overview here, look. So I'm trying to box in the light, basically, because we're wasting the light that's traveling out into the room, you know what I'm saying? So all along here, it hasn't really started on the back here, but even this vine here, I will start running across here, and see these vines will come up, and we're going to turn this main light area, which is only probably 4.5 by 4.5 feet, into like 8 feet, because we're extending the foliage up. And look at how bright it is up there by the very edges of the light, as long as you're way up here, you know? See, if I'm way up here next to the light at the edge, it's really bright. But as soon as you move out a little bit, you lose that light. So you get what I mean. This plant is just doing great. You can see the 2 tones of the foliage. All that lighter green is all the brand new growth just from the last couple days. I can tell it's in a growth spurt right now, which I'm trying to keep it in a growth spurt. So that's the way I've been watering and feeding. The plant has been acting like this. So I'm really happy with that. These darker leaves, these are the older leaves that have food stored in them. These white tips are, I've been foliar feeding a lot, like often. I think this is, well, this is calcium, where the pool, the water pools at the tips of some of the leaves when I'm foliar feeding. So that the white tips are all calcium deposits from the CalMag. I'm going to start using the CalMag as just soil drench. And the foliar feed I am doing, we're doing master blend now. So this is 4-18-38. That's nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. See how this number is a way bigger, our potassium? That is a good blend for fruit development. So now that we have a fruit, we'll look at that in a second. We have a fruit growing. We want to stop or slow the green growth of the plant. So we want less nitrogen. Look, this is only 4 compared to 18 phosphorus and 38 potassium. So master blend is a great mix. Here, let's pop the lid off here. Is a great mix. It does not have the calcium. Yeah, this doesn't have the calcium mixed in, so that's why I'm using CalMag additionally as a drench. So, but this has a lot of the little micro and macros. So what I'm doing is I'm taking I'm doing just a tiny little 1/4 of a teaspoon. See this teeny little deal? Into about 1,500 milliliters of a spray bottle. And I am basically spoon feeding this, micro dosing, actually, I'll just call it. I'm micro dosing the plant with foliar spray. I'm doing it at least 5 to 7 times a day. I'm feeding this plant. It's also drinking a lot now because the pot's pretty big, but for a plant that's this size, it can drain over 4 gallons, about 4 gallons of water a day. And I feed every day in that water also. But I don't want to create something crazy in there. Something weird could happen in there with such a big plant in a small amount of soil, something with the nutrients could happen pretty easily, like a lockup, a nutrient lockup, or a buildup of a certain type of salt or something. So I don't want to go crazy with the food in with the big root ball. So I feed gently there, but I keep it really watered. And then we're going with the micro dosing technique of multiple times a day. So we can do it right now. We have, yep, we got this sprayer here. I literally just drench it. Let's do that quick. Ha, I gotta pump it because it's so full. It's pressure. I lose pressure right away. Okay. Do. Oh, it loves it too. I can see it respond to this within, within hours. So, anyway, back to the main, the main development. So last week we had Jojo the melon. That was in the thumbnail of last week's video. I do one of these updates every Sunday. There we go. We soaked the plant. Look at how beautiful it looks. So Jojo was sitting out in here on the main vine, and it was a 5-day-old fruit when you guys saw it. It was DAP 5, day 5. It was about this big, and I think I remember calling it like I was like, that seemed like a medium growth rate, you know. It was in a good spot because it was on the main vine, but it was right out there in the main light area. So last week in the video over here, we pollinated Melanie, the flower. I had already named it in last week's video. We pollinated Melanie, and I had such high hopes about Melanie that same day later after the video, I cut Jojo off. And look what we got, guys. This is almost unbelievable. Look at this. This is Melanie. It's already this big. Can you believe that? Look at. Wow. So Melanie is 7 days old today because we pollinated it in the last video. It's already a couple pounds. So it's kind of weird though. It looks like we're going to be growing a pear-shaped anyway. I was hoping to get that classic, really long, uniform Carolina cross variety shape. But so I was trying to avoid having like a pear-shaped fruit. So Melanie was perfectly straight and long and perfect. And it still is developing into like this type of shape. So maybe no matter what we do with this, they would be somewhat shaped like this. Because we're going to roll with it because of the crazy speed of growth that we have. That's only 7 days. And right now I have it on a scale. I think I'm going to take it off the scale though, because it's kind of risky to be moving these, you know. I don't even think I should be. So let me, here, I got to set the camera down for a second, but we can weigh it quick here. See, all I have to do is lift up on these handles. Here, let me adjust my hand. So see, right now the melon is up off the scale, and now I can turn the scale on. Okay, so then when we set it back down, ooh, yeah, we got a good gain. Can you guys see, does it show up on the camera? It says 2 pounds 13. This board weighs 8 ounces. So we're at 2 pounds 5 ounces for the day, and we have a calendar chart here. So we're at, okay, did I say 2 pounds 3? Okay, hold on. Oh, 2 pounds 5. So we're at 2 pounds 5 ounces for the day. Okay, and we were at 1 pound 3. So we have a gain. So see, I've been keeping track. We had a gain of 4.5 ounces, and then we had a gain of 11 ounces, and 1 pound. We have a gain of 1 pound 2 ounces. So 18 ounce gain. I'm gonna say plus 18. Wow, so that's really nice. We went from a 4.5 gain to 11 ounce gain to an 18 ounce gain. And then I also write down if I watered. See, I watered yesterday and the day before, and then we'll see what happens here. So, but Guys, I think I'm going to stop doing it this way because it's risky to be lifting this up every day. As the melon gets bigger, it's going to be risky lifting it up to weigh it every day. So today, I just wanted to show you the scale setup that I was using. I'm going to take it off the scale and just put it on the ground where it's safe. And we're going to start using circumference measurement to track the growth. It'll work just as good, and it'll be less risky. So yeah, Melody is growing like crazy. I can't even believe it. It grows right in front of my eyes. It was the size of a jelly bean in the last video on Sunday. In 7 days, we got her. So can you imagine next Sunday? It's gonna be huge. Okay, so I've been keeping it covered with this towel, which by chance has watermelons on it. That was not planned. And that's to keep the UV rays off of it. So we don't want to toughen up the skin. We want to keep that skin pliable and awesome. Okay, was that enough? What else did I want to say? I have been deadheading some of these. There's no reason why we should be overlapping too crazy. I'm going to allow some overlap, especially where leaves get old and tired. If you microdose and, constantly foliar feed these leaves, they don't last as long. It's hard on the leaves. So like these are some of the oldest leaves. This is where the main vine comes down. Them leaves are going to be, I would say, puking out at some point here. So I'm going to allow some new growth over them, and I might even cut them out. So I'm allowing some brand new fresh growth even in here, but I'm starting to deadhead these. These vines are all snipped off. Here's a little flower I could take off. Yep, this is deadheaded, this is deadheaded. And by that, I mean I just tip off the vine. So see, like this is a really strong vine right here. I could either tip this off to send the energy to the fruit, or we could let that one go and crawl up the strings, which we probably should. So we have plenty that are gonna crawl up this, so we can turn this into a full wall. I'll bring this one over. We'll have this all walled in all the way around with foliage. We're gonna box in the lights so we have maximum efficiency for our lights. All right, was that a long enough rant, guys? We have a meter now to monitor the soil. We can tell a few things. I'm just using it mostly for moisture, but it tells you a bunch of other things that I'm not sure if I trust or not, but I'm using it for moisture. Okay, guys, that's Melanie. She's a beaut. Let's move on to grow chamber number 2 and check on the beet. Hello? Oh, guys, are you kidding me? Can you see this? Here, look at my leg. This is a big plant now. I don't know if you can kind of see how big this is. This plant is really doing good now. At first, in the first few weeks of the videos, I was like, meh, it's not that great. But this is the giant beet, which is the second category we're doing. It is actually doing awesome now. I have a tape measure around it. This is the one that we'll be using for the watermelons. And it's at 11.5 inches around. We have a beet forming. See it? Can you guys see it? So we're almost at a foot around for the size of our beet. And I'm pushing on the beet and it's pretty solid. So I'm hoping that root, some of that mass is down under the soil too. So, but now I've been chilling out on the fertilizer. Lately I am foliar spraying water. Here, let me pump it up. La 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 la. Because this plant, I think it didn't really want much food. I think there was too much nutrients at the first, because there was a lot of weird leaves, kind of purple and scrunched. Now look at this newest growth. The new growth has never looked that good. So here, let's give a little bit to our bonsai. This for new viewers, this is the same age as the other watermelon. This was our backup watermelon. The pumpkin plant that was here I got rid of, but this is our backup watermelon. It's the same exact age as the one that has Melanie on it. It's just our bonsai friend. So, all right, there we go. Not much to say. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna stop feeding this thing. for now. And I'm just going to keep this thing going. If I don't see any cracks or rot or flowering, because these things must eventually flower, if I don't see cracks, rot, or flowering, we're going to keep this thing growing all the way till the last day. The day before April 1st or whenever the last day is. But we'll see. All right, guys, one more chamber to check. Let's go check on the tomato. Come on now, let us in here. Ooh. Okay. Wow. There we go. Look at the new light. We have a smaller version of the farm lights. I didn't mention the lights much in this video about over the watermelon, but the main lights we're using are Farm Light brand, and they're really doing awesome. We just set up this one last week, right before the video, and the plant is loving it because I can have such a wider stretch, or the main light area is so much wider, so the plant can kind of stretch out. The plant is up to my chest now, but the bad is we don't really have a set tomato on it yet. We might have one back here. See this back here? It's not really developing though, but we've only had this new light on for about a little over a week, and we do have a really big mega bloom here. Can you guys see this? I think that's about a triple, which means it's 3 fused blossoms all in one. I've been hand pollinating it, so I'm hoping this plant just doesn't have something weird that I'm not able to set a fruit on it. Because remember, these bottom branches sometimes get kind of weird. Like, see, here's a messed up leaf that's kind of curly and dry. I'm hoping this new light does the trick. If we can't get a tomato set on this, I'm just going to kind of let it go wild and see if it'll just set a stupid tomato. We got to get a fruit growing. I could tell maybe I'll water today. But otherwise, we're going to steal this light and put it over the beet. And then we'll just give this one the smaller light back. Or I'll put 2 small lights in here or something. But yeah, we might if this plant's not going to give us a tomato, then we should be using this light elsewhere. I still have hope though. I haven't given up. But it's just acting weird. Why are we not getting a tomato to develop, Maybe this is the one though. Look at the size of that. All right, guys, I think I talked enough. Hopefully this was a one-take wonder. I always just turn the camera on and start rambling. Ooh, yeah, it's really cool. Maybe I should just get some caterpillars and raise some caterpillars in here on this plant. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you guys in 7 days.